welcome to my channel. Thanks so much for stopping by. I was coming on to share my thoughts on a purchase that I made from Tuesday morning. It's this DIY party by We Are Memory Keepers, the Fringe and Scoreboard. I made some tassels and I did a garland, which I'll insert a picture right here. Anyways, I wanted to come on and share this tool with you guys. Some of you may have one and some of you may be considering one, so I wanted to come and share my experience with it. So anyways, I already took it out of the box. It comes with this little booklet of instructions on how to do, you know, the fringes, and there's also, you could do rosettes. So let's get started. So anyways, what comes within the box is just the instructions and this like scoreboard, and it comes with two pieces here. One is for fringe, which is the blade, and also the scoring tool. So now it can score at 1 inch and 1/2 inch, you know, so that would be the space in between, and that goes for the fringe as well. So 1 inch and 1/2 inch, and all you do is just move this over to do either the 1 inch or 1/2 inch. And then it's got these stoppers here. There's one on the top and one on the bottom. Okay, and you can remove these by taking off the bottom off of the board here, so that you can slide them. Whoops, sorry. Slide them all the way down, and you just pull them out. Okay, just like this. And then it also comes with this little piece here, which you put that on the front right here, and so you put inside whichever one you are not using, so it kind of houses it just like that, and then you could put it on the end. Okay, so anyways, I used tissue paper to make my tassels, and I had noticed that it will cut fairly easy, okay, on some tissue paper, and on others not so easy. So for instance, I have this white tissue paper here. So what I did is I just folded it in half, just like this. And that's what I did. I cut it like with 2 layers of tissue paper. Now, the difference between this tissue paper and the other tissue paper I use is I noticed this white tissue paper has a little bit of a gloss to it, and then the other side has a matte finish. So I folded the glossy side out on the side that I was going to cut. And so when I did that, I noticed that the pink tissue paper that I also have, that came in the same package as this, did not have a glossy side. Now, I didn't really notice that until I started to cut it. And my experience is that when I went and folded it and did the same exact thing, it shredded. I mean, it got caught in, you know, the blades here, and just shredded it. So it matters whether it has the glossy and not glossy, meaning the shiny slipper. It's kind of a slippier, okay, I don't know. Anyways, it has a glossier side. I can't talk right now. But anyways, and this one does not. So it had no problems cutting through the white tissue paper, and I figured out that it was probably because of the finish the paper had. Now, I tried to do the fringe cut on just not doubling it and doing it as a single cut, and it was fine. But, you know, obviously when you do that, you're not going to be able to fit this whole paper in there and make the fringe, like, you know, a lot faster and how it was meant to be. So I'm going to do this one real quick to show you guys how easily that it does cut through this white tissue paper. Okay, so on this contraption here, it has two locking mechanisms, and it has one on the top and one on the bottom. And this top piece here determines how far, how far you want the fringe to start. So anything below this is where your cutter would go. So here's my fringe cutter here, and I'm going to go ahead and remove the bottom piece here so that I can insert that in. So I'm going to insert that in. Now, you don't have to put the stopper on the bottom if you don't want to. I usually don't. I have left it off. So this is the stopper here. And I had set it to about, let's see, 1 3/4 or so. So right before the 2-inch. So that's going to leave me a gap without fringing the upper part. Okay. So what I did here was I took the folded end of my paper, and depending on what you want, 1 inch or 1/2 inch, that's going to determine where you're going to place your paper. So on here you see there's a 1 inch and a 1/2 inch. So I'm going to do 1/2 inch strips, okay, 1/2 inch fringes. So I'm going to go ahead and put the folded side up at the top here. I'm going to just slide this through. Let's see here, it's not going in. So let's, okay, and I'm going to start with the edge of my paper aligned to the top here and at the 1/2 inch mark. Okay, I'm going to move my cutter to the top here, just like this, and go ahead and close it. Now, on the We Are Member Keepers YouTube channel, she actually locks it. Now, I don't find that necessary because you're going to have to keep moving the paper over, and that's kind of, a hassle. So I just don't lock it. I just make sure that I hold it shut, okay? So you're just going to push down and drag it down, just like that. Then you're going to open it back up, and as you can see, it's made those cuts. Then you're going to slide the paper over, and with your last cut, you're going to line that up to the 1/2 inch mark again. Okay, so just follow your guide with the last cut. Okay, so it should match up with the 1/2 inch. Go ahead, line the top up, close it back. Well, you want to bring this back up first, close it, hold it down, and slice again. Okay, so you just keep on going. Now I have sliced up and fringed up my tissue paper, okay? Now I'm going to show you the pink one, which does not have that slippery side, okay? So let's put this through here.
You do exactly the same thing. You're going to line it up to the 1/2 inch mark. Okay, bring the blade up, close down, press down, and bring it down.
Do you see what just happened right there? It did not do a clean cut, okay? We'll do one more time. Slide it over. Go ahead and push down and slice, okay? And as you can see, it didn't cut it nicely right there either. So it's a rough cut, and I think because it's more fibrous is what I'm thinking. It doesn't have that smooth finish, and that's why it's going to leave those jagged edges, and it's, getting caught in the paper, okay, versus the white one. If you see the white one here, it's all nice and straight. It doesn't catch on the blades at all like this does, if you can see. All right, right here. It's not bad, but when I had done it previously, it was just like getting all caught up in there. So that has been my experience. But, I think it's the paper and not the blade. And the blade is just, you know, getting caught on it. So we'll just keep on going and see how much we can do without it getting... See, it's being really good right now. When I was doing it off camera, but see, this is what's getting stuck in the blade. So, I mean, if you don't mind that, that's fine too. But it kind of bothered me, and I don't know why it's not really messing up right now as it was when I was doing it. Oh, okay, well, there we go. You see how that is? It's getting like that. And so, see how it's getting caught on the blade? So, to me, that was like ruining my fringes. So, what I thought about doing, since it is a scoreboard as well, you can score this, okay? Let's get all this pink stuff out. So, what I'm going to do here is I'm going to show you with the scoring tool what you can do. Now you leave it at the same setting, okay? Now I'm going to switch out from the blade to the scoring tool, which is this one here. And that's just what the scoring tool looks like. It's just got the same exact thing, except these are not blades. And I'm going to leave it at the 1/2 inch. So I'm going to go ahead and put that in. And we're going to line it up the same way. And then we're going to score. So you're going to just take it and score it. And see how it scores that? That wasn't very good, but let's try it again. So we're going to line that up again here. And then score it again. If I can stop moving this here. Sorry, guys. It's a little awkward. I'm standing up and doing this, so score it again. So now you have your score marks. And what I did with the pink, you know, the other papers, because all the other tissue paper I had came in different colors, but the only one that had this glossy finish was the white. So what I ended up doing was I scored the other ones, the other papers. So I just folded it again, just like this. And then I scored it. So after I scored it, I had lines like this. And I took my scissors. I have a rotary blade. Put a ruler right on it and just cut it with the rotary blade. Or you can use scissors, whichever you'd like. So it kind of defeats the purpose of doing the fringe. But I figured it is a nice machine. You know, it does score and cut. And it doesn't really take that long. Because, you could fold this up and cut and do your own tassels without this machine. But I think this makes it so much easier because it does score it. So you can just follow those lines, use a ruler, use your X-Acto knife or a rotary blade or your scissors. And you'd come up with some really pretty tassels. And it just saves time if you really think about it. If you're making a bunch of them for decoration for a birthday party or something like that, it just makes things easier. You just score the paper and you'd have your perfect 1/2 inch strips. So to me, it ends up kind of being worth it. You know, I was thinking about returning it and, you know, thinking, well, you know what, it's not really, you know, cutting the other paper the way I'd like. But it also has the scoring tool, which makes it a lot easier to get your tassels done, even though it's not cutting it, you know. But it does make the lines. And look, if you do have paper that does have that glossy finish, it will cut right through it. So not all tissue paper is going to be the same. It just happens to be that's what I had in my, you know, in my stash. So, you know, other tissue paper may work. This may be something that is, you know, too thin or too thick. But either way, I'm able to use it because I scored my lines and then I went and I cut them afterwards. And that created very uniform tassels for me. And that's how I created my garland. But let me show you what I did here. So after you've cut that, what you would do is you'd open this back up. You'd open your paper up. Okay? And all you do is you would roll it. And I'm going to show you what I mean. Just a second here. Okay? So you'd start at the end here, and you just roll it in. I just you know, just start rolling. And then you kind of keep your tassels, your shreds out. You don't want to roll up your shreds, but you just keep on going.
Okay, just roll it up. Just kind of keep the fringes straight so they don't get all tangled. Okay. And I think it makes a totally, really pretty decoration for parties, or just room decor. You know, I just hung my garland in my craft room, and it just made it a little more happier. I mean, I think it looks really cute. So once you get that all done, okay, you got that.
Your center is already folded, you know, you already have your center because you folded it in half. So I just kind of squish it, and then you just twist, okay? Twist both sides, okay? And that's what that gap at the top was for, that 2-inch gap about, so that you have room to twist your tassels, okay? So you just twist it all up, and then you're going to bring these two together, making sure that you're even on the bottom, okay, just like this, okay, and then you can tie it, you can glue it, but look how cute, you got this tassel here, okay, that is really super cute. And then you would just thread your twine through it, hang them up. You can, you know, add washi tape for decoration, maybe some bows, whatever you'd like. And it's just really, really cute. And I feel like it may be a little more work on some papers, but all in all, I think I enjoy this machine. Because if it's not going to cut through, I'll score it, and I'll just quickly cut it with my scissors or with my rotary blade or an X-Acto knife. I hope this helps you guys out. You know, I wasn't sure how I wanted to do the tutorial on this, but it's really, I wouldn't say a tutorial. It's just a review on how I use this machine and whether it was easy or not. And it is pretty easy. Just like I said, it's just because of the paper is a little different. It was cutting a little more rough. But you know what? Like I said, you could just score it and cut your strips yourself. And it's just as easy. And it makes these really cute tassels. And it just makes it a lot faster process if you're doing a bunch of them for, you know, a garland. So anyways, guys, thank you so much for stopping by. And I appreciate you coming, watching, liking, and subscribing. And I really hope you have a wonderful day. Thank you. Bye-bye.